Well, apparently exclusives are now all the rage in the 6 scale collecting community, so we're going to get down to the truth of it all today. We're going to figure out what they are, what they should be, is it good for the community, and ultimately, do you need it?
You can see the writing on the pavement.
Well, what's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Yes, we're going to be taking a look today about the truth about exclusives and what is your place within it all. But before we get into that, I wanted to let you know that we are over 6,000 subscribers now. So we are still pushing forward. I still need your help to get to a few more milestones. So if you've not subscribed to the channel already and you like this type of content, please go ahead and do so right now. I would certainly appreciate it, and we are off to the races. So now, let's get into this today. We're going to be talking about, as I said, the truth about exclusives. Now, there's no secret that at this point, the collecting world is a little bit upside down. You would go and get these different things. My room is full of all kinds of figures that have lost their value. And I know value is a little bit of a dirty word, especially when it comes to collecting 6 scale figures. But let's be honest, none of us want to pick anything up that's going to be worthless, right? Of course not. So you want to maintain some type of value in the things that you've made. So with that being said, we have a lot of figures that are just sitting in people's warehouses, that are sitting on shelves, and you can ultimately get them anytime and anywhere that you really want them. But is that helping the collecting community? And I think we would all say absolutely not. So we have had Hot Toys go and seemingly flipped the script. Now we have things that are going out of stock a lot faster. Things are heading to waitlist a lot faster. Things are not sitting around like they used to be. And I think that that is a good thing. What it does is it allows the collector to really stop and think, do I want this piece? And if it's important to you, what are you going to do to make sure that you don't miss out? Now, with that being said, they have also started to add some new exclusive pieces that are numbered and or limited. What I'm talking about is this brand new wave of exclusive figures that have been taking the community by storm. Now, we started to get a little bit of rumblings about this around last year when a brand new Captain America hit the shelves. It was a 2.0 of the old stealth suit Cap from Winter Soldier, but they labeled it under the Endgame line. Very interesting. So they went ahead and made around 300 units, put it up on Sideshow, and what do you know? It was a free-for-all, it was a bloodbath, and so many people crashed the site and people freaked out and ultimately led it to go into the aftermarket where people paid obscene amounts of money to get that figure, my hand raised especially. But people started wondering, is this going to be the new norm? Because there's way too much stock sitting around, so what is Sideshow going to do? What is Hot Toys going to do? What are retailers going to do? They can't keep doing this because they're going to lose money. So we're going to start making some exclusive figures, it appears. Fast forward to just a few months ago, we started to hear more rumblings, and we got the D100 Iron Man, as we showed off not too long ago. Then we got the WB100 Wonder Woman, WB100 Batman. All these new exclusive figures that were limited, put in a queue, you'd have to go to RSVP and see whether or not you could get them. Now, whether you like that idea or not wasn't up for debate. People obviously liked it because that exclusivity pushed people to want to find them and ultimately to have them because, like me, people like having things that other people don't have. So then there was something new. There's other companies out there that are doing rooted hair, they're doing some new premium versions, and so everyone's like, what is Hot Toys going to do? InArt put out their Joker, InArt put out their Gandalf. Is Hot Toys going to answer? And they said yes, with our Artisan series, which is basically a premium line for their DX figures. They ended up showing us Artisan Anakin Skywalker and Artisan Joker. Now, this was a video I did already last week about how the queue ended up working, how it ended up screwing a lot of people, and how people were really pissed off, to be quite honest. But this is what they are. They started putting these out there. This may be the new norm when it comes to exclusive figures. Now that is what they are, but what exactly should they be? Now, I'm not the CEO, nor do I want that responsibility, but if I was in charge, I would want to make sure of one very important thing. Never let them be main, extremely desirable, or first in a line versions of a character. Imagine the symbiote Spidey. That was a perfect example of a way to do an actual release. The symbiote Spidey was something that everybody wanted. If you would have locked that behind a paywall or exclusivity, like some people thought they were going to do, people would have rioted. But instead, it was an open release because it was highly desirable. Now, what they have been doing, and I think is they may have tipped their hand as what their overall strategy may end up being with these exclusive figures, are as follows. Alternate versions of already existing characters or premium upgrades to already existing figures that have been released. Case in point are the brand new Spidey and Miles. Those are upgrades, 2.0s, of an existing figure that was already out there. They went ahead and put those out there, they put them on a limited number, and they were highly desirable and people liked them. Then you could also have alternate versions or outfits of certain characters. I think about Wenwu and his different outfit. Yes, he looks really cool in the battle gear, to go with Shang-Chi, and most people probably would want that version of the figure. But if you are going to do an exclusive version, then Wenwu in suit makes perfect sense. Go ahead and add a little bit of flair to it by adding an exclusive accessory such as the box of the 10 rings. That is how you do a limited run of a specific collectible, and I think they nailed that one. Or maybe you could do alternate decos, alternate versions and paint schemes of existing figures that they're already out there, such as the D100 Iron Man, just like I said, a highly popular version of that character, the Iron Man Mark 7. They went ahead and put a really neat paint scheme on it and made that limited. I think about the Batman 100. They went ahead and put the blue cowl on it. Once again, a version of a character that already exists. That is the perfect example of a limited release. But what about premium upgrades? You might be saying, whoa, I didn't get a version of the Artisan Joker. I can't get that rooted hair. But they did add a sculpted version that was widely available. So here it is, a premium version of an already existing figure. I think if you do that, that makes sense of what exclusive variant figures should be. But here's the big question. Is this good for the community? And as I said, I'm going to let you make that decision, but here are 4 points to consider. The first thing is the enhancing value and rarity of an item. The limited nature of exclusive figures inherently bestows upon them a higher level of rarity. It's this rarity that can enhance the overall value of a collection, giving collectors a tangible incentive to invest in for these exclusive figures. It's the exclusivity factor that adds a layer of prestige to the collection and can make it stand out from more common items. As I've said on multiple times here and on different streams, having people with different collections to where not everyone has the exact same thing, I think, is a good thing. I mean, how many collection tours do we need to see of the exact same pieces? Now, of course, I'm not disparaging anything that you collect, and if you are proud of it, by all means, show it off. But the next thing is the promotion of community engagement. The exclusive figures often serve as conversation starters within our collecting community. Discussions regarding the release dates, the distribution methods, whether we like it or not, and the uniqueness of each piece foster interaction among collectors. Online forums, social media groups, live streams, wherever it may be, centered around these exclusive figures promote a camaraderie and a shared experience, creating a stronger sense of community among collectors. Now, there's no debate that the Anakin and Joker artisan figures certainly got the community talking, and once again, I think that that's a pretty cool thing. But how about fostering collecting enthusiasm, stoking the fires, if you will? Exclusive figures inject a fresh surge of excitement into the collecting community. Limited availability creates a sense of urgency and anticipation, and that drives collectors to actively seek out these figures. The thrill of the hunt, the challenge of acquiring an exclusive piece, can rejuvenate enthusiasm in collectors and breathe new life into their hobby. Like the last point, having something to chase certainly can be rewarding, especially when you do finally obtain it. The next thing I want to consider is an increased demand, which leads to scarcity. One of the most apparent benefits of exclusive figures is the surge in demand that they do generate. The limited nature of these collectibles create a sense of scarcity, and that encourages collectors to act swiftly. Just think, if these prices and pieces weren't limited, would as many people want them? No, of course not. This heightened demand not only prompts enthusiasts to make purchase more promptly, but also fosters a sense of urgency and excitement that can lead to increased sales and revenue for manufacturers and retailers alike. Another win that I would say. But lastly, let's discuss brand reputation and prestige. Is this good for them? The ability to create and distribute exclusive figures can significantly elevate a manufacturer's brand and prestige. The collector views manufacturers capable of producing limited items as industry leaders with a commitment to innovation and quality. Think about InArt, perfect example. It's this perception that can lead to an increased sale across an entire product line, as collectors associated with the brand exclusively love the craftsmanship. I'm not knocking any of the lesser companies, but these are not Black Series. They're not Marvel Legends. These are premium, and adding an enhancement, a feeling of prestige to a figure, makes it that much more desirable. But of course, the biggest question we have to ask is, do you actually need it? Now, one thing about this channel is that I am never going to tell anybody what to get or what not to get. That ultimately comes down to you. The only person that decides what goes into my collection is me. And the same thing should go with your collection. Now, these exclusive things are going to be things that people want to chase, but you need to ask yourself, do I really want it? And why do I want it? Is it because, as I mentioned before, you like the idea of having something that somebody else doesn't have? Then sure, by all means, chase it. But if you don't get it, is it going to ruin your day? Is it going to ruin your collection? You need to answer those questions for yourself. And I will never tell you what to get, just like you're never going to tell me what I need to get or what's lame or cool in my collection. Your collection is yours. And as I said earlier on, if you like to collect what everybody else has just because those are the easy things to run down, by all means, go do that. No one is saying anything about that. And certainly, hopefully, you didn't think I was being disparaging about it. Collect what you like. So at the end of the day, these exclusive figures are going to be popping up a lot more, I think, within this collecting community. And having a game plan now and understanding what is out there and what is available and where you fit in the collecting game with all these will make those decisions when it comes down to pre-ordering, getting in the queue, RSVPing, whatever it may be. It'll make it a lot easier for you at the end of the day. I hope you learned something today. If so, let me know down below what pieces that you are excited about. Have you gotten some exclusive pieces recently? Also, if you already have them, let me know what your rarest piece is in your collection. I'm actually going to be doing a video about that very soon, about the rarest pieces in my collection. So let me know down below. I certainly appreciate the support that comes out to this channel. Thank you so much for it. If you're not following me already on Instagram, please do that. As I've said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers or TikTokers or whatever you want to call it on TikTok. I need to get there so that I can actually go live on TikTok and show more of the collection. So if that's your thing, please go ahead and help me out. I would certainly appreciate it. But in the meantime, until next time, I will be seeing you in our next video.